So here we have the Adidas Adizero Aruku in the Collegiate Royal colourway, and this is a sneaker that's come out in 2024, which is this year, and it's one of those ones. It's made as a lifestyle sneaker, and pretty much goes towards the, I suppose, what the current trend at the moment, which is the Y2K trend, but also comfortable sneakers, and then thirdly, a lot of popularity for the last year or so, or 2 years, has been high foam stack sneakers. And there's also this sort of running trend going on at the moment as well, where people are into running a lot more, and the high foam style is one of those ones that's in trend. And this is obviously meant to be a lifestyle sneaker, but it still has a high foam stack. And it's also got the Adizero inspiration, so you can see the Adizero branding. And as from what I'm known about Adizero, it mainly means the upper. And a lot of these Y2K type sneakers went for reduction in weight loss, and just to sort of be more sleek and easier to wear whilst you're running, and more lightweight, therefore it doesn't feel as heavy on foot. So with the details, as I mentioned earlier, it comes in a Collegiate Royal blue colourway, which you can see here. This is primarily the colourway for it, and then it's also got the red stripes going across and a little bit of red all over the sneaker, and then the rest of it's cloud white. So I kind of like this particular pair because of the blue mainly. There is a red pair in reverse, so where you got the red and then the blue. And for me, I think this one was the nicer of the two that came on the GR releases. And this is using a new tech, as far as I'm concerned, from Adidas, which is Swirlfoam technology. And inside that, it's got like infused nitrogen within this midsole, and it feels quite sort of soft to the touch. I wouldn't say as soft as some of the other sneakers that I feel. I wouldn't say it's not really too much like Boost either. So it's kind of got a tough feeling to it, but also soft at the same time, which is a weird feel. And to me, it's one of those ones where having on feet, it's got like a different experience compared to other runners that I've tried. And if I'm comparing to, say, the Invincible Run 3 or the Rebel V4 from New Balance, this one probably feels more like the A6 Gel Nimbus to me. The height of the midsole is kind of got written on here, which is you can probably see that on the midsole. It says 49, and that means 49mm, which is a big high foam stack in all honesty. I don't think it needed to be that big, but it seems to be the craze at the moment. Bigger the better. And as I mentioned earlier, the Adizero is the textile and synthetic upper that it's using, and the price for these is £110, which isn't too bad. So the comfort and sizing, this is weird in terms of how they feel on foot. I was expecting softness and plusness, being a lifestyle sneaker as well, and being a high foam stack sneaker. But in all honesty, it's more on the medium to firm side. Once you've got your foot on there, this foam, it does have give to it, but it still just feels very like you're walking on, I suppose, a harsh cloud really. So it's a weird feeling on foot, because I'm just expecting it to be soft, but it's not. And I wouldn't say it's as soft as like I said earlier, a Invincible Run 3 or a Rebel V4. And for me, it's medium to firm, so which is a really weird sensation, because like I said to you, I was expecting soft. And the sneaker itself, even though it hasn't got sort of arch support in there, it does feel contour to your foot. So in that respect, I felt like there was enough arch support. It's weird because once you put them on feet, even though it looks quite flat in there, it's got a nice sort of contour shape to it, and I felt very supported underneath my foot. And I think true to size would work on this. I just went up half size just to sort of make sure that I got the right size, because I know with Adidas trainers they can run small, but with this one I went a half size up, and my toe comes to about here with socks on, which is probably a bit too much room. I probably wanted to be about there. Therefore, I would go true to size in these, and that's what I recommend for everyone. And even though I have a wide foot, I think true to size would have been better for me in this respect. And there's no wearing time for these. They're pretty good to go out of the box. Like I said, the upper is pretty much mesh material. There's no sort of harsh tension anywhere on the train itself. It's more just the underfoot feeling that is kind of a bit harsh. And it's got like a standard grip. This is what you would see on most sort of high foam stack sneakers. It's one of those ones where it's supposed to be quite sort of rockery feel, and I feel like this will wear out quite quickly, to be honest. And it kind of reminds me of the Rebel V4, and that one didn't have much grip. I kind of like the way the Nike Invincible Run 3 is, and that one seems to have the perfect amount of foam and outsole technology. So with the look and style, it's got the Adizero look and style to it, so you can sort of see that on here. And it's one of those ones where it's, like I said to you earlier, it's lightweight. And also like the racing colours on this as well, so because it's got that blue and the red stripes, it does give you that sort of racer vibe and, you know, runner vibe as well. And this one I think is a good one for sort of spring, summertime. I think releasing this in October is a bit of a weird one for me, but obviously if you're a runner, then, you know, this would be, you know, a shoe that you could consider if you do like casual running, but in all honesty, it's advertised as lifestyle, so that's kind of how you should use it, I suppose. And it's, you know, mainly sort of casual type sneaker in all honesty, and it's one of those ones where I personally, you know, wouldn't be dressing these as smart casual, like definitely not. It's very much a casual, you know, jogger type vibe. And it comes with the white laces as well, and also a spare lace of a blue set, which is nice of them. And they have the Adizero branding on there as well, so which is a cool thing to see from Adidas. You know, at least they've kind of added some extra in there. So with the final thoughts, I like the upper design. The actual design of it's quite cool and very much in tune with the Adizero styling. And they feel lightweight, considering like it's got a big fat foam stack on here. It does feel lightweight, which is weird. And I also applaud the pricing. I think, you know, Adidas could have been greedy and hyped the price up quite a bit if they wanted to, because, you know, this is an in style at the moment, but they decided not to. And if I compare this, you know, like I said earlier, to other high foam stack sneakers, even though they're more sort of for running, whilst this one's more for lifestyle, this one's coming in at a really good price. With the cons of comfort, I don't know, I was expecting it to be a lot more softer than it is. I think for me, just not a fan of how they feel on feet. And also the high stack foam. The reason I say the high stack foam is I don't like the way it looks personally. I think, you know, on feet it just looks really big and bulky. And that's also the other thing for me. I'm sure you get used to these after a while, and this is the same problem that I had with the New Balance Rebel V4, where it does feel a bit of instability on foot, especially the New Balance 1080s. They kind of feel a bit, you know, have a bit of instability as well, and more so than the Rebel V4s. And this reminds me of the 1080s, and for me it's you know, one of those ones where when I've had these on feet, that I just feel like they don't feel very stable on foot. I'm sure you get used to them, and I'm sure once you sort of wear them in, they feel fine, but I just don't like that feeling of, you know, that I'm gonna, you know, roll my ankle or something. So with the look and style, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I think it actually looks really nice compared to the other Adidas types of trainers. The overall upper looks really nice. I'm just not obviously a fan of like high foam stack sneakers in for lifestyle wear. And the comfort, I'm going to give it a 3. I was expecting more. I do like the way the material feels, like when you press into it and dig into it, but it's just not really nice on foot. In all honesty, the translation to foot just feels a bit not great. You know, and like I said, because of the instability issues, really. You know, I was kind of going to go to the point of giving it a 4, but I think for me, it's just because of instability issues, it's probably a bit too much, and it just didn't need to be that high in all honesty. And the quality, I'm going to give it a 4. Adidas do a good job with their trainers, and their build quality is usually very good, and this is no different. And, you know, that kind of brings me on to the pricing as well. So the pricing, I can't complain either. £110 with a sort of new foam technology in there. I think they've come in at a really good price, you know, if you're sort of a fan of these types of trainers. And overall, I've given it a 3 out of 5. I feel kind of harsh with giving it a 3 because of the fact that, you know, the sneaker looks good, you know, and the pricing is very good. And, you know, some people may like the high foam stack style, but for me, you know, if I'm just basing on personally, and I'd rather pay extra and get an Invincible Run 3 or a New Balance Rebel V4, and sometimes you can even pick those up on sale. And, you know, they're not lifestyle wear trainers, but if you're looking for sort of more high foam stack style, then those are better in my opinion than this. So in that respect, you know, obviously everyone's different, and some people may, you know, really like these, but I'm just not a fan of them, to be honest.